Hello and welcome back, this is Insti and I'm continuing playing Testament of Sherlock Holmes. Yes, there was something fishy going on Knightsbridge. Diocese and the Bishop was brutally tortured and killed. And now we have to analyze some things. Oh, why? Please go away. I don't know if I can take that away. Anyways, let's go and analyze stuff. So what do we have here? We have, I think that's a piece of rope, rock, scalpel, and the finger, which apparently wasn't Bishop's. So either it's perpetrator or somebody is carrying around some extra fingers. Anyways, let's start with...
I have cut a small piece off the rope. That should be enough.
Okay. So what do? We have scissors. Can we use acid? Scalpel. Brush. Water. What else? No, we can't use the scissors. So let's start with scalpel. Can I do with something?
I can't do that.
You can't or you won't?
I can't do that.
Okay. Oh, there's a pincers. Do we use those?
A lot of fragments of black stone are wedged into this rope. Their color seems unnatural, but they are too small for me to examine them.
Okay. Anything else?
Black and damp earth.
Nice. Do we
This
need...
rope is only worn on one side. This rope is only worn on one side.
Do I take a brush?
I can't do that.
No.
I can't do that.
Do we use
I
what?
can't do that. I can see something. I can see something.
Okay.
I need something.
Acid?
I can't do that.
What do we need? What do we need? Not...
I can't do that.
What am I missing? Oh. Yes, that's what I was missing. So, what do
I
we...
can't do that.
So we are not...
I can't.
Okay, we are not apparently
This
checking
fragment of stone is very smooth, and it seems to be of a peculiar quality. I shall have to strip it with one of my products.
Scalpel.
I can't do that.
Brush.
I can't do that.
Acid.
This stone... I can see something.
It cut out the text when I tried to put away the acid.
I can see something. I can't do that.
Okay. Do we use brush now?
This stone is granite, covered in black paint. The fragments found in the rope and this piece of granite come from the same place.
Okay.
There
Scalpel.
is something written on this scalpel. I should clean it.
Well, probably water now.
I can't do that.
Do we use this?
I can make out WCCH. What do the initials stand for? How many hospitals are there in the Whitechapel area, Watson?
If we count public dispensaries, enough to keep us busy for an entire month. Did this scalpel come from a hospital?
Yes, as the initials WCCH engraved upon it show us. We must think on how best to deal with this. We do not have the time to investigate every hospital in Whitechapel.
So we have to find that out. Another finger, I think. There are bite marks.
Tooth marks, rather deep ones. I'd say of incisors and a canine.
Did the late Bishop manage to bite one of his attackers?
Tooth mark. I can see something.
Okay, there's something. Let's take the pincers.
Black and damp earth under the nail. Interesting. Tooth marks, rather deep ones. I'd say of incisors And a canine.
Well, where's the scalpel? Do I have a scalpel? There's the scalpel.
Tooth marks. Fragments of skin. A phalanx. This finger wasn't cut off. It was ripped off.
Nice.
I can't do that.
Anyway.
Tooth marks.
Oh, probably I have to pick it up like the other one.
I must compare the samples of earth that I found.
Bite marks on this severed finger. I am afraid of the significance.
The thieves didn't get what they wanted. When they were faced with the bishop's refusal to cooperate, one of the gang shook his finger at him to indicate that he was responsible for his unfortunate state.
And the poor man, whose head was the only part of him not bound by ropes, bit the finger violently enough to sever it. An uncommonly savage act.
Watson, I am certain that when we have explained the reasons behind this sudden bestiality, we will have revealed a larger part of the mystery.
So... I guess
I must compare the samples of earth that I found.
Yes, I think so too.
And if I mixed this earth with another substance...
do we use pincers?
I can't do...
Well, water.
Now it must all be...
Again, I was trying to put it away. I totally forget that it automatically skips the beat.
The samples of earth taken from beneath the fingernail and from the ropes originate from the same place.
How do you know?
It took just a little water to analyze the consistency. The soil has retained its moisture, even though there hasn't been rain in London for over a week.
This soil could come from the bank of a river, or somewhere where the evaporation is slower. A mine, perhaps, or a trench.
The banks of the Thames are clay soil, unlike our samples, so we can rule that out. The nearest mines are 12 miles away, so I would rule that out also. I would therefore conclude your last theory to be nearer the mark.
A trench?
A pit. Watson, bring me your register of the London hospitals.
Studying the scalpel has given you an idea, then?
Indeed.
I'll get it.
Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, if to count public dispensaries. And from the ropes originate. Yes, we do know that. Bestiality. Okay. What do we need? And where do we need it from? Oh. Oh, another folly. The Marquis' fake necklace. At the moment of writing these lines, the famous Samoan necklace belonging to Marquis of Cunningham has still not been recovered. Our editorial staff remain reserved as to the role that the famous detective Sherlock Holmes has played in the affair. For this is not the first time that Mr. Holmes has compromised himself. During the course of one of his so-called investigations, when recalling the second stain case, the affair is indeed strangely similar to the Marquis of Cunningham's necklace misfortune. Indeed, Mr. Trelawney Hope, Secretary of the State for European Affairs, had a document of extreme value in his safe box, which had been stolen but few days earlier. Who, if not Sherlock Holmes, could have replaced the document in Mr. Hope's safe? What... Excuse me. What was the point of the trick? It was evident that Sherlock Holmes knew the identity of the person blackmailing the gentleman's wife, Lady Hilda Trelawney Hope, guilty of love affair with another man. The sinister blackmailer, a certain Lucas, had a letter that revealed Lady Trelawney Hope's double life. He wanted the Secretary of State's wife to go give him the precious document belonging to her husband in exchange for the love letter. She obeyed him. But then Lucas was found murdered, and Mr. Holmes managed to find the compromising letter without any difficulty on the crime scene, after it had been meticulously searched by the police. Does that not strike you as strange? Mr. Holmes knew where the hiding place was, without any doubt. As to the motive of the murder, no need to ask who might profit from the crime. Eradicate the cumbersome accomplice and thus appear as a hero in the eyes of the authorities. Evidently, the transcription of the affair undertaken by Mr. Holmes' friend Dr. Watson gives another explanation entirely, but is he truly objective? We may allow ourselves a little doubt on that score. Oh, folly.
Read the paper, Holmes.
Okay. Why do we need to get them? Is there something? What is that?
And this is how my dear friend and colleague treats his clients' letters.
Okay. What is this? We have two things here. What is that?
Hospitals and dispensaries in London. I have found my book, Holmes.
Good. Put it on the work table, will you?
Yes, but...
General practitioner? That won't be of any use to me.
Yes. Why not?
Female anatomy. I should put this book somewhere else.
Okay, thanks for the tip. What is that?
The harpoon that was used to kill Black Peter. A horrible murder.
A horrible murder. Yes, indeed. I'll go check these other things if I can, if there's something else. Oh, that's a pipe case. So is it... Basically what I'm thinking, there definitely is no statue of Cthulhu anywhere. Cthulhu. Anything worthwhile? Nope. You mean, where should I put this? Here? Where's the book?
Here is the section showing Whitechapel. I made several notations on these pages during our investigation into the Ripper, which might prove useful. All we need to do is to find a hospital or a public dispensary near a location where pits have been dug and black granite has been used.
It's simplicity itself. I haven't finished my analysis.
You control Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so what? Investigation into the Whitechapel dispensary. Make the right deduction. Okay. The rope is worn only one side. The rope was manufactured with one... What? The rope was always used from the same side. The rope was used near water and it has rotten. Well, it hasn't. And definitely not manufactured, so used from the same side. The damp earth brought in by the Bishop of Knightsbridge killers. It wasn't a well our bank, so a riverbank, so it was a pit. The fragment of granite painted black. This fragment comes from monument painted black. This fragment is from painted rock. This fragment comes from granite wall painted black. To be honest, I don't really know. From painted rock, that... Why would you paint a rock? Granite wall, maybe? Could it be monument still? Because that would make more sense to be painted. I have no idea if they're correct ones. There's nothing I can do here. So the soil and the rope. Rope used for tying up boats. The rope is used in a well. The rope is used to lower something into a pit. Well, if it's in a pit, it would reason to think it was used to lower. I don't think that's correct. So boats? No. Well. Okay. I don't know. Okay, I'll stick with the rope is into a pit, because if it's the pit, then it would make sense. Apparently it doesn't show us yet if I'm making the correct choices. The soil is from the pit. The fragment comes from a monument painted black. The earth and the fragment of granite comes from a building. The earth and the stone are from a pit near a monument. The earth and fragment of granite come from a cave. Where did you get the cave from? But again, we are talking about pit, and so it should be this. And last but not least, the earth rope and the fragment of granite came from grave. That could be it. The earth rope and the fragment of granite come from building undergoing repairs. Oh. The earth rope and the fragment of granite come from tombstone factory. No, I don't think so. But grave would be a probable thing, because you have to dug, hence you cut a pit. Although building undergoing repairs is also an interesting idea, but I'll go with the grave first. Whitechapel Clinic. The Whitechapel Clinic is near Tombstone Factory. Construction site. Grave. Grave.
Now I can make the right decision.
Oh, okay, good. So, what do I do now? Right. Dispensary 4660 near a memorial at Whitechapel. Dispensary 4661 near at Whitechapel Cemetery. Dispensary 4662 near a tombstone factory in Whitechapel. Oh, there was actually that. Dispensary 4663 near a large repair site in the Whitechapel. Dispensary 4664 near the Whitechapel's granite quarry. Dispensary 4665 near the Whitechapel's warehouses. Well, if we are talking about cemetery, then it should be this.
The public dispensary number 4661. It's just opposite the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
Yes, Watson. The murderer with the missing finger must work in the cemetery, or at least visit it. He could have taken a rope, one of the type they use to lower the coffins into the graves. The granite is minute particles of tombstone.
And he only had to cross the road to steal a scalpel from the dispensary opposite.
Interesting. Oh, can we do something with the vial? We have this weird vial. Okay, we can. To analyze the evidence, add liquid from the test tube. Use. Okay, thank you. We have different colors. Do I put this here? Two greens, one blue. So is it two greens and one blue? Oh. Yes. So now the blue one. 3 and 2. So 2 these, 2 these, and 3 these. Okay. Interesting. So I can only do it a couple of times. Now the green one. 2 and 3. Okay, that's good.
I haven't finished my analysis.
Oh, wrong button, wrong button. So yeah, basically you could just guess it. If you get one correct, then you just click the correct ones until it comes green. Anyways, yellow. 2 greens, 1 blue. It's 2 green. So, last but not least, the red one. 3 and 3. 3 and 3.
Poison, and apparently very virulent.
Very virulent. Results of the analysis of the poison administered to the Bishop of Knightsbridge. A substance that provokes heightened aggression close to madness, death by cardiac arrest. Okay. Okay. So,
Poison. Discreet, efficient, and only detectable via a thorough post-mortem.
Have you been able to isolate the active components, Holmes?
Not with any certainty. This toxic substance surpasses my own knowledge in the field. It is without doubt the work of an expert chemist.
A chemist and a criminal.
As you say,
How
please
dreadful.
find my monograph on poisoners of the last 30 years.
you control Dr. Watson. What am I supposed to do now? Oh, no. 30 years. Where's his... Nothing over here? Oh, is it over there? Oh no, it's right over here. So, Scotland Yard, Hans Schielmann, also known as a rat killer, nationality German, date and place of birth 20th January 1839 in Stuttgart, arrested 5th of May 1888 in London, where imprisoned London, sentenced life. Found guilty of the following charges: poisoning, attempted poisoning, theft and receiving chemical substances, murder and attempted murder, kidnapping with aggravated circumstances, cruelty to animals, hit and run, illegal use of chemicals, manipulation of the weak, drunk in charge. History and description of the individual. Despite numerous mental problems and neuroses, Hans Schielmann is an exceptional chemist and equally remarkable mathematician. At the age of 21, his unstable and violent character resulted in his expulsion from the University of Vienna, where he had excelled in his chosen subject. After being expelled, he was not heard of again for 4 years. He was captured and arrested in June 1864 during the case of number X2552A, the Stuttgart poisoning, in which he was the principal suspect. He escaped before being sentenced and vanished again. A number of elements suggested that he has found a refuge in London. An investigation undertaken by Scotland Yard found him living under the stolen identity of one Leonard Itizia. Interesting. However, the officers who came to arrest him were poisoned and he escaped once again. Our informers picked up his trail again in 1880 at an ancient factory converted in clandestine chemical laboratory. Schielmann was absent during the search. From the documents found inside the laboratory, we learned he had a diabolical plan in mind. His goal was to poison the drinking water reservoirs in several parts of the city. To this day, his motives remain unclear. His arrest on 5th of May 1888 was due entirely to a chance. He was recognized by a police officer while stumbling around in a state of inebriation, shouting of his intention to poison the entire city. What a clever fella. None of the interrogation following his arrest have provided any conclusive information. Hans Schielmann broke his silence only with incoherent comments. Okay, and I guess we will give this to Holmes. Or not?
According to these documents, Hans Schielmann, known as the Rat Killer, was considered the greatest specialist in chemical poison in the world.
Is he at liberty?
Happily, no. He has been held in the high-security wing of London's Westgate prison for many years now.
Then he cannot be the one who concocted the poison.
Don't dismiss him too quickly, Watson. According to Scotland Yard, the man is exceptionally intelligent. For the greatest criminals, prison is but a mere obstacle. Let's plan a little visit to see Mr. Shielman tomorrow.
Okay. Back with the Sherlock Holmes then.
Let us look at our deduction board, Watson.
Where is it? I am... Oh, do I need to... Oh, right here. No? Where's the deduction board? Or... Oh! Yeah, it's still this. I was thinking like Jack the Ripper. There, the deduction board was some... They were all over the walls. But yes, we are still using deduction of Knightsbridge, so obviously it's here. Interesting. I can't use my scrolls, so... Scroll wheel, I mean. Bishop. Bishop gnawed at himself. Well, apparently because he was poisoned with very interesting poison. Finger. Bishop tore his aggressor's finger off with his teeth. The broken flask and some blood at its top. The flask contains a poison that causes madness. So, Bishop wanted to kill himself. Well, no. The Bishop fought his aggressor savagely. Well, that is true, but he also went mad. Well, I go with mad because he was under the influence of poison. We will see if it's correct or not. Broken flask has some blood at its top. The murderers made Bishop drink blood. No, the murderers made Bishop drink the contents of flask. The murderers tortured Bishop with broken glass. Well, obviously they made him to drink. Okay. The murderers had poison that causes madness. Bishop murders are lunatics. Murders are vampires. Or lunatic vampires with poison. Well, let's go with the poison. And...
Perfect. Well done, Watson. Our board is finished. It confirms that the Bishop's murderers work for one person, who, amongst other things, possesses a very sophisticated poison. They therefore act for someone more educated than themselves. You remember Wiggins and his gang, the Baker Street Irregulars?
Yes, the street urchins, whom you employ upon occasion, and Wiggins is their leader.
Yes. Well, I have hired their services again. I have instructed them to find out the address of the Bishop's nephew.
I think he's here.
Hopefully. Oh yes. Hello, Wiggins.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, my young friend, have you found the information for which the good Dr. Watson is going to pay you?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, it was easy.
Very well, I understand. Here are a few pennies.
Thanks, Dr. Watson. The man you're looking for lives near Kensington.
Does he live alone?
Yes, but he rents a room for an old lady.
Did she see you?
No, Mr. Holmes. No one saw me.
Nice.
Perfect. Watson, give our young friend another shilling as a reward for his discretion.
Here we go again. But of course...
Don't be a cheapskate, Watson.
I'm falling asleep, Holmes. Aren't you tired?
No, I have an exceptional constitution. I can't remember ever having been fatigued by work. Idleness, on the other hand, exhausts me completely. Go to bed, Watson. The night will be short. We leave at dawn.
We ride at dawn.
Wow, this is a real adventure. It's exciting. I like it better than made-up stories. I want to know what happens next. Keep reading. I'm going to.
Ah, I want to listen to.
My readers must excuse me if I do not describe in full detail here the terrible images which haunted me that night.
I had a sense that something extraordinary would take place, but I was scarcely prepared for the reality of it. Good morning, Holmes. Did you get any rest?
I did not attempt to sleep.
Have you managed to come to any conclusions?
I think that we might follow 3 trails. We can visit Whitechapel to try to discover the identity of the murderers by making inquiries at Dispensary 4661 and at the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
The poison trail seems more important to me. We should perhaps go to Westgate Prison first to see Hans Schielmann.
Yes, and let us not forget the Bishop's irascible nephew, whose address we now have, thanks to my Baker Street irregulars. I have located each place on our map of London.
Holmes, let me remind you that we still have not been officially instructed to investigate this affair.
Ah, well, we will just have to hide that small detail.
Honestly, Watson, when that has ever stopped us? At least not in the Jack the Ripper case, where we was actually said not to investigate it. I'll take a quick break and get something to drink, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know what we are... Oh. Really? Oh, folly again. Okay, Sherlock Holmes, the forger. Following the results of our investigation into Mr. Sherlock Holmes, it would appear that his sinister character once double-crossed the police in the engineer's thumb case. Indeed, it would seem that several of the criminals who took part in this story of forged money have reappeared and have been in contact with the famous detective. At the present time, our sources are attempting to uncover more detail, but it is clear if Sherlock Holmes has found these criminals, why has it not informed the police? Holmes' complicity in this case leaves no shadow of a doubt, but as a measure of fairness and the lack of tangible evidence, we prefer to continue our investigations. Oh, folly.
Nothing interesting.
Well, yeah, no. So maybe I need to talk to Watson and see where we are going next.
What should we do next, Holmes?
We must explore all our leads. Let us take a look at the map of London.
Okay, map of London it is. Kensington Gardens, Westgate Jail, Whitechapel Street. I'll probably start with the jail. Maybe. Yeah, I'll start with the jail and then go...
Westgate Prison. Here we are at the famous Westgate Prison, one of the oldest and surest in the kingdom.
I've heard that it is soon going to be demolished. Don't you find it strange that it still houses criminals as dangerous as Hans Schielmann?
Why?
There's nothing strange about it, Watson. The name of this prison is linked with numerous failed escape attempts. As long as it stands, the criminals will fear it.
That is true.
Good morning,
Maybe.
gentlemen. Are you expected?
No, but we wish to meet with one of your prisoners, Hans Schielmann.
I'm afraid that at the moment that is impossible. Access to the cells is controlled strictly. You can't go there without permission from the director.
Then would you be so good as to announce us? I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson.
The famous Holmes and Watson. What an honour. My name is Brighton. Frank Brighton. I'm afraid that I can't announce you. I'm not allowed to leave my post, under any circumstances. But I'm sure that the director won't refuse to see you, even without an appointment. Do you see the corridor behind the reception? Follow it to the secretary's office. You'll find him there.
Thank you, Warden Brighton. One last thing. Hans Schielmann received any visits lately?
None. And I'm sure because I've dealt with receiving visitors for several weeks now. I volunteered because it's a calm post to be in. We don't get many visitors and it gives me time to write. Just like you, Dr. Watson. I enjoy literature and the...
Very good. Thank you.
That was very impolite, Holmes. That man admires our work. You could have given him...
Another time. Let's go and meet the director of the prison.
And what do we have? Oh, he's still here. You are allowed one visit each month from members of your immediate family or others approved visitors. Visiting hours are approximately 1:30 p.m. to 3:10 p.m. weekdays. Or personal visits, you will confine your talk to personal matters and refrain from discussing other inmates' institutional matters, etc. Physical contact shall not be allowed. Food and beverage are not permitted. Interviewers and inmates shall remain seated during the visit. Inmates shall not smoke. Visits with your attorney of record may be arranged through the office of the Associate Warden. Violation of rules and regulations may result in termination of visitation room privileges. Well, that makes sense. Administration. Low security level. High security level. Seriously, is there any way to take that off? I guess no. I'll take a little look-see around what we can find. Can I enter here?
This is the entrance to the ordinary prisoner's cell. There's no point in going there.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed at least the preview has a little stutter here. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. I'll try to keep the movement as smooth as possible.
Closed.
And that's where we probably want to go, but obviously we can't for now. Anything interesting around here?
Locked. I can feel a draft. This must be the access to the inside yard.
Interesting.
Closed.
Entryway. Cloak Room.
Staff cloakroom.
Can I open?
Closed.
No.
The locker room. This is where the prisoner's things are kept.
Okay.
Closed.
It's closed too. What a surprise. It seems that Holmes finds it a little bit... Oh, secretary. That's where I need to go. Before we go there, I want to check the room before we get...
Closed.
As I was saying, Holmes seems a little surprised that the doors are locked. Obviously they're locked. This is prison.
Closed. Closed.
Okay,
Sorry, but this area is prohibited without a pass. Please leave.
We must see the prison director quickly.
Why quickly? Do you know something, Watson? Answer me, good man. Do you know something? And do something with those mustaches. Anyways. Yes. Oh, here.
Let's go to the secretary's office.
Let us. What do we do here? Hello, ma'am.
Good morning, miss.
Oh, excuse me, I dropped off. Good morning, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We would like to talk to the director.
I'll just go and see if he can receive you.
Tiredness, pale face, stiffness. I believe that the young lady is expecting a happy event.
It would seem so.
Oh, finally your education pays off. So,
This charming secretary is Miss Jenny Patterson.
okay.
This small rack is for urgent letters to be given immediately to the director.
Anything else we can find? A stove. Tea and biscuits.
Hot tea.
Oh, lemon, sorry. Interesting paintings and pictures. I mean pictures. I think they would... Could they be actually wood engravings? And... breast. Well, it doesn't really matter. Anything over here? No. There, did I? No.
The director's office, Mr. P. Patterson. No need to go in there. Strange. The director and the secretary have the same name.
That is interesting.
I'm delighted to meet you, Mr. Holmes. I am Paul Patterson, director of this establishment. You wish to talk to me? I hope this unexpected visit isn't to announce bad news.
No, do not worry. We are investigating an affair of the highest importance, one which could potentially affect the security of the kingdom. Therefore, it is imperative that we interview one of your prisoners, Hans Schielmann.
Hans, the rat killer? He's been in here for a long while now, and he's had no contact with the outside. How could he be involved in such an affair?
That is what we would like to find out.
And you have been commissioned by Scotland Yard?
Evidently.
Yes, of course we are. Can I have a pass?
Very well. I have complete confidence in you, Mr. Holmes. I will draw up a pass that you should give to Warden James in the guardroom. He will show you to the cells.
Thank you, Director.
Keep me informed of your progress. And if there is anything else, don't hesitate to let me know.
We shall certainly do so.
He's a helpful chap. Oh, I'm asking about the journey, about the family ties. Yes, okay.
Miss Patterson, you have the same name as the director. Are you related?
Come, Watson. Anyone who might have made the slightest study of anthropology would have noted the similarities between the young lady and her father.
Mr. Holmes is right, I am his daughter, but he doesn't like to talk about it. I think he's afraid of being accused of favoritism.
I'm sure it was your qualities alone which secured you this position, miss.
If you must try out your powers of seduction, then what do you say about using them on the rat killer?
Well, I have to say that almost seems like nepotism. Might not be, but anyways.
Goodbye, miss.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye, miss. What? Oh, don't be so sullen. I was just merely joking. Oh, Grumpy Watson. So, we do have a pass. So, what does it say? Can I actually investigate it more? No. Quite a lot of hissing sounds. Now that was interesting, screeching sound. So I'm guessing we go through here.
Ah, you've got a pass for the high security area. It's the door at the end. Go ahead.
Okay, that was quite easy. You mean this door or the other? Can I actually... Ooh.
It is about the signing in book.
Okay.
This information board is almost empty. Strange, in view of the activity in the prison.
Maybe it's cleaned daily? Just a guess. Okay.
My name is Peter James, Chief Warden, and this is Deputy Warden O'Sullivan.
I imagine I will find Hans Schielmann behind these bars in the basement.
Yes, the high security cells are down there.
Is this the only access?
Yes, there was a second door at the end of the main hall, but it's been blocked up as a security measure.
Thank you, Chief Warden.
At your service. If you require further information, Warden Mackenzie will help you. He's at his post in the basement.
Okay. The great detective.
Mr. Holmes, I am a huge admirer of yours.
Steady
I
on.
have followed all your cases and successes with the greatest interest.
What enthusiasm. Have you ever thought of a career in the police force?
Have I thought about it? It's my dream. And I'm going to try my chance once this establishment closes down. I'm studying hard for the examination to get into police school.
Good for you. There's always time to better yourself, even if it doesn't pay out. Studying always good thing. Inmates.
Tell me about the prisoners, Warden James.
We only have a few. As you might be aware, the days of this place are numbered. Therefore, we no longer receive new prisoners. Those who are already here are among the most dangerous in London. We have 3 at the moment. Hans the Rat Killer and the Flint Brothers.
The Flint Brothers?
Yes, 2 rather simple-minded maniacs who detest one another despite their relation. They massacred their parents and decapitated their neighbours. It took more than 9 policemen to overpower them.
Interesting. Massacred their parents and decapitated their neighbors. Funny guys. What about the information?
There isn't any information on the notice board. Should there be notes about duties?
Yes, there should be, but Miss Patterson hasn't put up the guards' assignments for this week yet. It's not like her. Usually she does it first thing in the morning. Without these instructions, the guard in the basement won't be changed. I would go and get them, but I don't want the director to catch me there. He's very strict. Doesn't like us wandering around when we're on duty. And it will get his daughter in trouble. He's not being very pleasant with her at the moment, and I don't want to make things worse.
Interesting. Guard index cards. Guard index cards.
How does not having the information about guard duty stop you from ensuring the watch in the basement?
Because of the system of opening the doors, Mr. Holmes. As you can see, they are equipped with a mechanical timer which answers to a code. When the timer stops, that is to say at the end of each watch, the doors block automatically and the code is reset. It is therefore impossible to open the doors without the new code.
And who has the code?
Only the guard who takes the new watch. He's the only one who can open the envelope that it's kept in. He learns it by heart and destroys the message.
Very clever, but let's look at the limits of this procedure. One false note and the system falls apart.
So, do I need to get those index cards now?
See you later, Mr. Holmes.
I might go and check it, because we might need those. Oh, what
It is the guard's guest book, perhaps for distinguished guests.
Perhaps. Rifles.
These weapons are obviously ready to use in case of emergency.
Obviously. Why else they would be here? Let's go and see if we can ask about the registers and codes and whatnot. And help the poor lady. Hello there.
Anything else, gentlemen? Anything else, gentlemen?
Well, at least not for now then. So, probably something we need to do or use for something later. Maybe. Would make sense. Okay. I think it's time to go and see the inmates, if we can. Nothing else there. Oh, what is this?
This device must be the alarm.
Oh, really? Yes, it must be. But how can I open it? Okay.
Here's the famous high security area.
Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
Good morning, Warden. I have a pass which allows me to speak with prisoner Hunts.
Very well. It is the cell at the end to your left. I'd advise you to walk in the middle of the corridor.
If this would be Silence of the Lambs, he would advise us to go on the right side of the corridor, if I remember correctly.
Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
That's okay, sir. It's nice to have some help down here, sir. So, let's move on. Oh.
What do you want? You're a friend of my brother, are you? That dirty rat. I'm going to have his guts for garters.
Really? Okay. Anything to say?
You've been lucky, little brother. Otherwise, your goose would have been cooked.
Keep the goose away from your problems. And so anything, there's definitely nothing else at the moment. I'll try to see if there's something to interact. Are you the... Watson? Could you please act properly when we are interrogating a criminal? This is silly. You look silly. You're silly. Anyways.
Hans Schielman, I require some information from you.
So, who do we have here? The celebrated Sherlock Holmes himself. Do you know that for all the time I have spent rotting in here, you are my first and only visitor? I think this is cause for celebration. A confrontation between two geniuses, two extraordinary minds.
I am afraid that you are not quite as great a chemist as you believe you are, Mr. Schielman. I will not say that you never were. No, it was certainly true once. But you see, while you are whiling away your days in here, it appears that someone on the outside is at the point of surpassing you, if that is not already the case.
Yes, I heard about that. A chemical poison that eats away at the flesh and provokes hysteria. I recognize talent when I see it, but it's only a matter of time before I win back my laurels, believe me.
What can you tell me?
That depends on what you can bring to me.
Okay. Obviously, quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Oh. Anyways, so, information.
What do you want?
Do you know why I am treated so harshly? For my meals, I am given nothing but a hunk of bread. And even then, not just any sort.
Get to the point.
Never interrupt me! Where was I? Oh yes, the bread. Did you know that with a little rye yeast, a pinch of moss, certain cockroach secretions, just enough light and damp, with a few other ingredients that I will keep quiet about, I succeeded in poisoning half the staff here. Unfortunately, a little something was omitted, which would have made the results fatal. Instead, it merely caused acute attacks of stress and powerful hallucinations. Even so, I got a great laugh out of watching them cry like babies when they saw their most primitive fears materializing before them.
Charming person.
You are a monster, Mr. Schielman.
Thank you.
It wasn't a compliment.
But of course it was! You others, you ordinary, narrow-minded people, you are afraid of anything that you cannot comprehend. You call me a monster because what you find impossible to face is just the slightest fraction of my genius. If by monster you mean someone who is nothing like you, then it is a compliment.
Okay. Okay. What about pen? What pen?
What do you need?
Very little. Just something to write with. You see, my brain races like an engine with too many thoughts. I see them crackle and explode into thousands of formulae right in front of me. What a torture not to be able to write them down. What a hell to see them vanish just as quickly as they appear to me. Just bring me something that I can write with.
That's all. That seems an easy enough request to fulfill.
But listen, I don't want a vulgar inkwell and a pigeon's feather. No, I need material fit for my talent. I want my ink pen. Bring it to me, and I will be happy to pass on to you a little of my knowledge of modern chemistry.
Where is it?
It was confiscated upon my arrival here. I suppose it might be in my locker, in the locker room. Leave me now, and don't come back without my ink pen.
Leave now, and never come back. Yeah, I can't make Gollum.
See you soon, Mr. Holmes.
To be honest, is it a good idea to give him a pen? I don't think we have any other choices, but I still think that's not a good idea. Let's make a save here and continue. I'll definitely continue at least a little bit. If I can do the prison segment right now, I will. Hello there.
Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
Okay. So nothing new. Let's see what we can. We need to talk.
I'm glad to have been of service, Mr. Holmes.
The prisoner's things.
Can you tell me where I might find the locker room?
In the corridor that leads to the director's office. That's where the prisoners' civilian stuff is held. But seeing the length of their sentences, they've little chance of ever getting it back.
I just noticed that the camera is a little bit off. Okay, keep.
Can you open the locker room for us? We would like to inspect Shieldman's personal items.
No, Mr. Holmes. I'm not responsible for that. You will find the keys in the secretary's office.
Oh, is this the point where we are using the information about the orders to get the key? Probably.
See you later, Mr. Holmes.
And this guard looks quite pale. Yes. Are you healthy, sir? Hopefully you are. So, let's go to the secretary office and see. Do I need that anymore? No. See that if we can concoct a plan, a sneaky plan, to open that area. So where would be the key? Let's talk to her first.
Miss, may we borrow the keys to the locker room?
You will need authorization from the director to open that door. If you wait a moment, then I will inform him.
We will wait, thank you.
Okay. And I have the key,
Anything new, Mr. Holmes? Is your investigation advancing?
Okay.
Mr. Holmes, have you been able to get what you wanted from our lodger?
Not yet. We must first cast light upon a crucial point, and for that we require your help again.
What can I do?
We need to get in the locker.
We need to examine Shieldman's civilian clothing.
Very well, but be extremely careful.
What do you mean?
In that madman's compartment, you will find a strange little coded case which refused point blank to open when he was incarcerated. We did try to force it, but without success.
Didn't you ask the experts?
Of course we did. Experts from Scotland Yard came to examine it, but they came to the conclusion that it was better that the case remain shut than tamper with it too much.
I see. They were afraid that some poison or other might escape if it was opened.
Exactly. Bear in mind that this man is an evil genius, a master poisoner, and that his poisons are never ordinary.
They're extraordinary. Okay, keys.
Here's the key to the locker room. I give you the authorization to open it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson.
Miss Patterson, the guards are still waiting for you to put up the duty list. Do it as soon as possible. Without it, the changing of the guard cannot take place. Or had you forgotten?
Dry your tears, miss. I'm certain that your father didn't mean to hurt you.
Mr. Watson, I can't put up the duty list. And when he finds out, he'll be furious.
Why can't you?
It's in my locker, in the cloak room, and I've lost the key.
Your aunt.
Say no more, Holmes. As you keep repeating, time is against us. Let's go and look at the things in the rat killer's locker.
She lost the key, but where? That is the check room, and that's closed. Okay, that is closed. Can I see anything in here? No. Well, first things first, let's go to the cloak room and...
Closed.
Do I have the key? Yes. Actually, I'm...
Closed.
Nope. So. Interesting. There seems to be Flint's boxes, but I can't interact with those. Is that another Flint? Yes, J and D Flint. D. I don't know why that keeps popping up. I'll have to see if I can remove that somehow. There was the box we need. And
here is the locker of our friend Hans, the mad scientist.
Hans, the mad scientist, yes. Okay.
Here is the locker of our friend Hans, the mad scientist.
Oh, my nose is... okay. I'll have to pause it for a while. I don't know. Maybe it's the hay fever or something like that, but I usually don't have it. So, yeah, my nose is itching quite a lot. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's check the box.
Oh, what a jumble.
Okay, there is...
a paper knife.
A paper knife.
Blotting paper.
And blotting paper.
This solid box must hold a precious object. Let us see.
Okay. This is blotting paper.
Blotting paper.
Okay.
Blotting paper.
Come on. Right.
I can't do that. Nothing of interest here.
Okay, and what is this? As soon as the catastrophe came to be known, the alarm from the mouth to mouth was blown, and the cry rang out all over the town. Good Havens, the Tay Bridge is blown down. Blown down. That has to be D. And yes, it is. And a passenger train from Edinburgh, which filled all the people's hearts with sorrow and made them for the turn pale, because none of the passengers were saved to tell the tale how the disaster happened on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time. William Topaz McGonagall. There are definitely something odd with these letters, because they look much...
There is something interesting here. There is something interesting here. Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest here.
Okay.
Nothing of interest here.
It's interesting. It gets stuck on the lower corner.
Nothing of interest. There is something interesting here. There is something interesting here. Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest. Nothing.
Okay. Do I need to...
No, it is unnecessary. No, it is unnecessary.
Okay. So... what do we do with this? Oh, there's a hole.
There is something interesting here. There is something interesting here.
2 holes.
Blotting paper. Blotting paper.
Okay, now I have... oh, I can put them on top of each other.
There is something interesting here. There is something interesting here.
So do I need to cut with this?
This cannot be a simple coincidence.
No. What else?
I can't do that.
So, am I understanding?
Blotting paper. Blotting paper.
So what was then beer as? This. And this. But what does it help? I'm missing letters. That's... oh, there's a hole.
Something interesting here.
And There's one hole. And there's the hole. Okay. So H and what is that? CA. Here is CNA. And what was the last one? H, obviously, yes. What else?
Perfect.
Oh, it's done. Okay, good.
What is written on that note, Holmes?
Later, Watson, later.
Later.
We can give Hans his pen.
But should we? Okay. So, where is... Oh, is it somewhere here? Interesting. So I can't check it. Or, can I? Globe Explorer. And it's not over here. Okay. So, are we done with this? I might actually make a save also. Yes. Wait a minute. No. Okay, time to go back to the Hans me booby. Again, I'm still thinking that giving the pennies a terrible idea.
What a bunch of incompetents. Oh, if I was as unprofessional as that, there would be murderers running all over the town.
What's the matter? Are you a patient of Dr. Watson?
Very amusing.
I was going on about the dry cleaners in Westgate Street. They've just delivered my ceremonial uniform in the middle of my duty, when I've told them 1,000 times not to bring it until after 6 in the evening.
A ceremonial uniform? You've been promoted?
No, and that's not about to happen. No, I've been invited to a wedding. I mean, I hope to be... I'm in trouble. If the director sees that I've left my post, I'll be sacked without pay.
Give it to me, Warden Brighton. I'll take care of it for you.
Really? Thanks a lot. Here's the key to the cloak room and that of my locker. I'm really grateful, Mr. Holmes.
What have you got in mind, Holmes? You're not doing this out of kindness, are you?
No, out of curiosity. We will be able to access the cloak room with these keys.
Okay. Well, let's go to the cloak room then. Apparently we need to go.
Closed.
Okay.
Closed.
No. What keys do I actually have now? Oh, the other one's of course key from Brighton's locker, and this is Brighton's suit. Okay. Let's continue. Oh, that's Brighton's locker. Nightly Comet. Similar jacket that I have. J. Patterson. So I have 2 lockers I can investigate. Let's start with
Here is Brighton's locker.
And here is the key. What is this?
Bicarbonate of soda. Brighton must have an upset stomach, caused by stress without a doubt.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Key?
The name on the key is Jenny Patterson. That is interesting.
Definitely. Well, you need a code. Oh. There it is. So we have Jenny Patterson key. Why do we have it? Or actually, why he has it? Interesting. Plot thickens. And here is Patterson locker. Let's open it.
Let us examine Miss Patterson's locker.
Apparently we are examining it.
The lock on this box is rather sophisticated.
Incredible. Is Jenny hiding something?
Okay. What is this? Do I need to... So I can move these. Where do I want things to go? So these are no-go areas. I guess we need to put the same colors connecting each other. So basically there has to be quite a lot of red around this. Well, we can't put... I guess we can't put this on here because there's the green on the... I'm almost certain that you have to connect these colors. No, that won't work. We can't... No, it doesn't work like that. Basically, there's nothing around this except one red. Maybe we should use that as a starting point? I don't know. We have a green one also. It would seem the best place would be something like here, because if we... Well, I don't know. I don't think you can... No, you can't rotate these, so we have to use them as is. So connecting colors, how can we do it the best way? Oh, this is only one green and two greens. No. I'll put the green ones over there, pure green ones, so I can get a little sense of this. Here we have the red and green, so we have to have red one and then it goes to the green. And it has to be down. Oh, we have actually skipped puzzle. Interesting. But we are not using that. So either here or here could be an ideal place for this. It could be also here. Let's see. No, this cannot be here, but this could be here. Okay, we have greens connected for now. That's a good start. Did I manage to get this right?
It's really very clever. Little Jenny is astonishing.
Well, yes. Okay. That's done. There's Jenny Patterson, Frank Brighton, a single heart with two souls in eternal love.
A locket, sealing the relation between Jenny and Warden Brighton. Decidedly, this boy is not a great poet.
Yeah. But don't you worry, neither am I. Letter. My Jenny, let's get married. Never mind the consequences. Your father will have to accept the fact that we are in love. Think about the baby and don't forget that. I love you, 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 I love you. And I've written you a poem. Jenny Patterson, your heart bounds. Mine weighs a ton. Our love has no bounds. It just goes on and on. I was inspired by the great Chinese poet to write it. Be courageous, my honey bun. You're Frankie. Right. Okay.
A letter from Brighton to Jenny. barely literate.
Apparently, Jenny is carrying Brighton's child, and it seems that Jenny's father, the director, is unaware of this.
That will end up well, obviously. Service sheet. Basement guard, Warden O'Sullivan. Reception, Warden Brighton. On call in the guard room, Warden Mackenzie. Coordination, Chief Warden James.
Here is the famous guard duty list. Interesting.
Interesting. So we have everything. So I think we need to get that guard list to Jenny. I'm guessing. Let's sail. I'll try to see if I can... Well, it's not too long for now, so I'll try to see if I can get this prison area done in this episode. That would be very nice. Very nice indeed. Let's give the card to the roster. Oh, we need to properly talk to her.
We have found the guard duty cards, miss. If you like, I can go and discreetly give them to the guards.
Oh, thank you. You've got me out of a lot of trouble, Mr. Holmes.
That's good. That's good. Do I need to talk to you about it? I don't think. But let's go and talk with the Brighton. Oh, Jesus. Watson. Let's go and see what the Brighton says. Yes, I know I can run. But I do not want to. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. Anyways.
Sorry, sirs. I'm on duty. I can't help you.
Okay. Oh, no thanks. Nothing. Just... ungratefuls. Can I keep...
Sorry, Mr. Holmes, you can't go into the basement for the moment.
For what reason?
The door has locked itself automatically. We must enter a new security code.
Do it, then.
Miss Patterson hasn't put up the guard duty list yet. Without that information, we don't know who's authorised to take note of the new code.
So Mackenzie is locked in the high security zone?
Yes, but don't worry about him. He's trained for this sort of dysfunction.
Why not ask the director to take note of the code and open the door?
He isn't allowed to, and I doubt that he would run the risk of going against the orders of the administration centre. Anyway, the bars in the high security section are joined to the alarm system, which is in that room. We only need to sound it to unblock, but you see we can't do that now.
We'll try to find the duty list, Warden James.
Oh, basically if we would try to come here without the list, we couldn't get in before we get the list. Okay.
We have found Chief Warden James's duty list.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Let's see. O'Sullivan, it's you who takes over from Mackenzie. Take note of the code, please, and unblock the door.
At once, Chief.
Okay. Quest book.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, could I ask you for a favour?
Please do.
I think I can say on behalf of all the staff that we would be honoured if you would care to write something in our guest book.
With pleasure, O'Sullivan. You seem worn out, O'Sullivan. A good night's sleep would do you good.
A good night's sleep would do me good. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Is something worrying you?
As you know, Westgate Prison will soon be demolished, and I'm spending most of my nights studying for my exam to join the police. You understand, I have to think about my future, so sleep isn't a priority at the moment.
Scotland Yard is always looking for young, competent and motivated men. Would a letter of recommendation from me allow you to get some sleep?
What? A letter from Mr. Sherlock Holmes recommending me for Scotland Yard? Are you quite serious?
Completely serious, my young friend. May I use this writing paper? The one on your desk.
Oh.
1,000 thanks, Mr. Holmes. 1,000 thanks.
It is addressed to Inspector Baines, a good friend of mine. There's no need to remind you that it must be opened only by the person to whom it is addressed.
Yes, of course. I'll give it to him personally. Thank you again, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, okay.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
So what now? What?
The guards must spend long hours here.
You think? I think so too.
See you soon, Mr. Holmes.
Right, okay. I guess down we go. We've been probably using this pen. Interesting to see if it does anything.
Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
Okay. Again, I know I can run. Anything new?
I'm gonna kill my brother. But before that, I'm gonna make him eat his own eyes. Just for a laugh.
Okay, anything else?
You've been lucky, little brother. Otherwise, your goose would have been cooked.
Right. So nothing new, and I guess you have something also?
Hey, brother. Lucky for you that they caught you before I rearranged your dirty little rat's face.
That's a little uncalled for.
What do you want? You're a friend of mine.
Okay, nothing new. So, let's see what we can get out of you now. I have the pen, which I probably shouldn't give to you. Well, here's your pen.
You have what you wanted, your precious pen.
You seem annoyed, Mr. Holmes. I would even go so far as to say terribly worried.
Why should you care, Mr. Shielman? Let's talk about that poison.
I am not talking about you in the grip of natural emotions found in ordinary people who are confronted by the inexplicable. But as for Mr. Holmes, you are embarrassed, aren't you? Are you hiding something?
That is enough, Shielman.
You have kept your word. Therefore, I will keep mine. At this moment, the poison which so interests you isn't finished yet. Its maker is encountering great difficulties in attaining the desired results.
What is the end result?
Now, Mr. Holmes, the end result of any science, as Descartes once said, to become the master and owner of nature. Here we are talking about human nature, of course. And the creator's problem isn't so much the mixture as the durability of his creation.
What do you mean?
You see, this poison was made using rare but very volatile short-living compounds, which means that it is only possible to produce small quantities, which most importantly do not keep for a long time. Conceiving such a product in a laboratory especially built for the purpose could be achieved by any good chemist. But recopying this alchemy on another scale and keeping it ready at any moment, observing the particular conservation and storing conditions that a substance of this type requires, well, that would need a genius.
A genius.
I doubt if the creator of this mixture would be capable.
And you would be, of course.
Of course.
Luckily, you are going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
Luck is cyclical. It always comes around again, sooner or later. As far as I am concerned, I have the feeling that the cycle is going to be very short.
Yeah, I'm guessing he will get out sooner or later.
Holmes, it sounds to me as though this Shielman is implying that an escape attempt will be made.
Yes, we must go and warn the director.
Apparently we do that. Let's save. And I'm...
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Why can't they tell you that be very wary of Shieldman and the others? So, can I talk to you?
See you soon, Mr. Holmes.
Sooner than you think, I think. I think. And here's the note. Interesting how long we are going to be in the prison. I'll still continue. We still need to play this through, hopefully. Okay, we really haven't learned that much. Okay, what's happening here?
It is out of the question that your bastard is named Patterson. Very well. You refuse to reveal the father to me? Well, then go and join him. I'm not stopping you.
I can't.
Director, you will have to postpone this small family reunion. We believe that a serious scheme is afoot. We must act without delay.
You're not thinking of...
Yes. Shieldman's words leave no room for doubt. It seems that he is planning an escape attempt. We strongly advise you to search his cell.
Do you really believe that he's hiding something? Because I must make an official report and have a legitimate reason for doing a search.
Director, if this prison is still in operation, it is solely because of its reputation. Think of the consequences of an escape. It would be closed at once. And what post do you imagine would be offered to the person deemed responsible?
You're right. No one will escape from Westgate under Patterson. I will order an immediate search of Mr. Shieldman's cell.
Chief Warden James reporting. The search of prisoner Hans Shieldman's cell has been carried out. No suspicious items were found.
Not even a pen.
Thank you, Chief James. I feel better now. Without wishing to offend you, Mr. Holmes, I am glad that you were mistaken.
If I'm not mistaken, we've nothing more to do here. Shall we go, Holmes?
There's just one more thing for me to see, Watson.
Really?
What's that?
Mr. Holmes, sorry to interrupt you, but Miss Jenny wishes to see you alone. She's waiting for you in her office.
This, Watson.
How did you know?
Wait for me in the guards room. I won't be long.
Okay, what is going on here?
What an extraordinary gentleman that Sherlock Holmes is. You must have had lots of adventures with him.
You don't?
Oh, yes. Dozens.
Thought he was infallible. But there wasn't anything out of the way in the rat killer's cell. Could he have been mistaken?
I must admit...
Warden Brighton, in my office immediately. That's an order.
The director seems furious.
Yes. It must be important for him to order Brighton to leave his post.
I guess he
I
heard.
wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
Did you hear that?
Yes, that's not normal. I've never heard Flint shout like that.
But why doesn't O'Sullivan sound the alarm?
Follow me, Mackenzie. Let's go and have a look.
I'll come with you.
No, Dr. Watson, you're not allowed in. Wait for me here.
Okay.
Very well.
Hey, but the grill is blocked, Chief.
We've been locked in. And that smoke, it's coming from below. O'Sullivan, can you hear us?
Sully, are you alive? Answer us, Sully.
What's going on? Can I help you?
Sound the alarm in the guards room. That should unblock the door. Be quick. O'Sullivan might be in danger.
Okay, this is getting weird. So here's the alarm.
It doesn't work.
Okay, what can I do? Can I talk to you?
Hey, what are you waiting for to sound the alarm, Doctor?
It's impossible. It's been damaged. I'll run and warn the director.
No, Doctor. Our priority is to save O'Sullivan. Go ahead through the visitors' corridor and see if he answers your call.
Oh.
Very well.
Take the keys. They're in our room.
Could you be more specific? Yes. Oh, you could have said the keys are on the table next to me. Anyways, let's see. Anything else? No. Why do I have... I don't think I can go here, but I want to check. Yes, I can run. Thank you. Can I open this?
No, I've got nothing to do there.
Okay, no, that would make sense. So here we are going. Where's Holmes in this? Oh, they are probably discussing about the baby.
It doesn't work.
Useless! This door is blocked by the timer, but not the one below. Give me the keys, quickly!
I don't know.
I got the keys, Doctor. Thank you.
Follow me, Watson. We must repair the alarm.
You sounded awfully German there, mate.
Finally, there you are, Holmes.
Yes, awfully German. And I don't recall there were German guards. Anyways, what do we do now?
I'm going to turn on the system. Watson, you make sure of the contact.
I hope that this isn't dangerous.
What am I supposed to do? Am I... Okay, so... I probably need to get this arrow over there, maybe? Can I... Oh, no,
I'm going to turn on the system. Watson, you make sure of the contact.
I hope that this is...
But... Where is the opening in the inside part? I can't see. Okay, that's not it. Can I do... Okay. It seems almost like Mass Effect 1 lockpicking. But I don't think... Oh! Oh, I didn't realize you can go through the... So I was correct. It is. I can't go through this, but I can go through these. And I can go back. Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
It works.
Perfect.
It's open. Let's go down.
Be careful. From what your colleague said, the Flints are out.
We are trained for this sort of situation. And we're armed.
Come and help us, Watson.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like
everything is back to normal. Thank you for your help, gentlemen.
It was a pleasure.
But where is O'Sullivan?
He's no longer here. He must have gone out through the visitor's entrance.
Yes, and he must be pleased to have gotten out of the basement.
Good. We must now check all the cells. It's the procedure in case of an alarm.
We'll come and help you.
You are evidently fond of wasting time, my dear fellow. Rejoin me at the reception when you've finished.
Yeah, I think Sherlock Holmes already knows. But yeah, that is definitely similar to the Mass Effect way to lockpick or something like that. And I didn't realize you can actually go through the little walls, because the first one you can't. So that threw me off a little bit. And these guys are out. So let's see what we find from here.
The grate is open. This is alarming. He's fine where he is, under the cover, still.
How can he sleep with all this noise?
I'll admit it's not normal. Perhaps the smoke has poisoned him. I had better take a look.
Be careful, Doctor. He is dangerous.
I have my suspicions already, and I'm guessing you two also. So, who is here?
O'Sullivan!
It's impossible. He was with us only a few moments ago.
Or else...
Or else it wasn't O'Sullivan.
My God, he's escaped! The rat killer has escaped!
Yes. Like I said, the guard sounded awfully German. So that's it then. Let's go and see the Sherlock Holmes about it. I guess he already knew. Well, he knew. But to be honest, we probably facilitated the escape because we gave the pen. And it's honestly, if that smoke is anything toxic, there might be a problem with those people. Anyways, yes. Hello, Sherlock.
I must warn Holmes.
Yes, I tried to.
Ah, Holmes, there you are. Hans has escaped. I fear that this inquiry is a bitter defeat for us.
Not at all, my dear fellow. Quite the contrary. Follow me.
Yes.
Why the devil have you brought me behind the prison?
We have an appointment, Watson.
Oh, okay. Let's make a save here. I'll still continue a little bit. I want to see this part of the thing done. Okay. I guess that's the guy.
Look who is waiting for us.
Shieldman! I'll go back and alert the guards.
Calm down. He's harmless.
Why?
But what is he doing here? Why hasn't he run away?
Because I asked him not to.
Are you telling me that you helped him to escape?
Quite so, as he wouldn't have been able to do so alone.
But how? And why? He's a dangerous madman. Holmes, you've made me an accomplice in this escape. You owe me some explanation.
And you will have them. But my priority for the moment is to remove our new friend to a safe place. I won't be long, but I must go alone. I'll rejoin you later. Just give me your next destination.
Very well. I suppose you know what you're doing.
How could you doubt it? Here, take the notes. They will help you when you write up the account of our visit to Westgate. So, where do I find you?
Kensington Gardens or Whitechapel? I guess we go to the Whitechapel. I want to see the Whitechapel.
The next step of our investigation should take place in the Whitechapel area.
Good. Go then, and I'll rejoin you there.
Okay. Holmes' notes regarding the way that he helped Hans Schielman to escape from prison are so extraordinary that I feel it would be better to transcribe, word for word, the conversation that we had afterwards recording this matter. I felt that the impatience in my friend's look, however, delayed relaying to me the details of his incredible achievement. He began by telling me about Hans Schielman's fountain pen. This is what he said. The key to escape was actually Hans Schielman's fountain pen. Yes. I discovered a note inside Schielman's locker. Yes, we couldn't read anything about it. I can quote it to you from memory. Whoever is smart enough to open this case should know that a couple of drops of my masterpiece are mixed together with the ink inside the pen's reservoir. If you are reading this note, it means that I am in a tight spot, so understand that my special ink will temporarily destroy the will of anyone it touches. Therefore, you have a few precious seconds during which you can shape the subject's will. If you recognize my genius, use this knowledge to get me out of the embarrassing situation that I am undoubtedly in. Schielman had left this instrument for his future escape inside a case secured by devious combination. That way he could ensure that none of the prisoner's staff would find it, other than well-informed friend. Understanding this, I decided to play along with him, but with a double game of my own. I would help him to escape, but I would also keep him under control by using his own creation on him. I allowed Schielman to commence the game by giving him his pen, and then I started to advance my pawns. My first move was to persuade the director that it was necessary to search the cell. I therefore passed the ball into Schielman's court by giving him the opportunity with Warden James. He did not waste it. He coated the bars of his cell with the poisoned ink, and Warden James, whose hands were contaminated, was under his control for a few seconds. He discreetly and quietly simply ordered James to give him the keys. The ball was then back in my court. Now I had to find way to neutralizing Warden Alice Sullivan, who was to be the basement guard, as we discovered when we found Miss Patterson's duty sheet. I must admit that the young warden helped me enormously by asking me to sign his prison visitor's book. Absorbed in the tale, I went over the chronology of events in my mind. I remarked that Holmes had already signed the visitor's book before giving the Shieldman his pen. He replied in the most annoyed tone. Exactly, I anticipated it, and it was because of that I managed to get a step ahead in my game with Shieldman. I was leading the race, and all the while he believed it to be the other way around. Shieldman did not suspect that I had already used his poison and thought that Sullivan being asleep was godsend. He therefore was not suspicious about the letter of reference that he found inside the warden's pocket. Holmes then returned to the point at which he had broken from his tale, to point out to me the lack of pertinence to my remark. Okay, so, yeah. Anything new? Oh, I do have new. What is this? First class chemist. It was bisulfate of baryta. Trusty comrade is always of use. Well done. And yet one got away. Safe tracker, you make a highly efficient criminal. Elementary. It seems the share of my love of all things. Besides, you recovered Samuel necklace. Well done. Fine romance. The most winning woman I ever knew was hanged for poisoning. But I digress. You found the letter. Deduction apprentice. The great mind. Nothing is little. You complete the first deduction burn. Okay, good. I think it jumps straight away to the Whitechapel. Oh, that music again.
Here we are in the heart of Whitechapel. Keep an eye on your wallet, Holmes. This area is the highest for pickpockets in all of the kingdom.
Don't worry about my wallet, Watson. It would be easier to move Big Ben than to steal from me.
Or to borrow a shilling from you.
Amusing, Watson. Really very amusing. Can we move on to more serious matters?
I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay. This looks mighty familiar. We have been here earlier. And then we were trying to hunt Chuck the Ripper. Yes, definitely familiar place. Anyways, I think that's enough for this episode, and I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.